Shengyuan Electric Company Limited, which is located in Fengyuan, Taichung, is a top brand of ventilation fans in Taiwan. We have been marketed in Taiwan for over a decade with Alaska brand. How does a good ventilation fan come out? Let's find out. The first step in product design is to come up with new ideas. The people working in Alaska are always observing and thinking. In the field of ventilation equipment, what kind of problem that customers will face? Or what products need to be strengthened or improved on the research and design? In addition to consulting the advice with relative professional technicians, we also listen to the experience from customers on a regular basis. After all of the information has been collected and lots of ideas have been conceived, we start working on the R&D design. The first step is to define the functions and specification of the product, then use graphic software to design the appearance and structure of the product. After we complete the 3D draft layout after numerous revisions, we start working on flow analysis and structural analysis. Flow analysis, in the case of air ventilation, is the analysis of airflow, such as air volume, airspeed, and trajectory of airflow. The purpose of the analysis is to enhance the performance of the product, make the airflow smooth, and reduce the pressure as well as power wastage. The structural analysis is the test of strength, stress, displacement of the product. The best design is achieved through structural optimization analysis to ensure the product lasting for a long time and retaining the original design level. 3D printing. When the relevant simulation analysis finishes, the prototype stage gets started. To increase the speed of developing process, Alaska purchases several 3D printers. We can do 24 hours high-efficient printing and print out each part accurately and quickly to ensure the reasonableness of appearance and structure of the product. After the 3D printer prints out the parts, product performance can be tested by motor drive. Most of the ventilation manufacturer purchased motor from outside. However, Alaska is developing, design, and producing the motor by ourselves. Next, let's take a look at the R&D development process of the motor from Alaska. Motor R&D design. Motor design is by the results of the previous analysis, knowing the expected speed and defined output power, and according to the nominal voltage and loading space to determine the main dimensions of the motor, such as diameter and thickness of silicon steel sheet, etc. The next step is to simulate the diameter of the coil and the turn of winding on the computer. The coil simulation is to reduce the fail percentage of motor sample and shorten the time for repetitive testing. When the coil simulation is completed, we proceed with the production of motor samples. After the motor sample is completed, the relevant tests must be conducted. To verify the expected efficiency and performance is reached or not, then test the feature of the motor by automatic dynamometer equipment and use computer to quickly calculate the efficiency of the motor and confirm the feature of the motor are in accordance with the design plan. The initial development of the motor will be completed. The product of Alaska is subject to 6 rigorous tests: wind tunnel test, temperature rise test, noise testing, salt spray test, environment test, lifetime test, wind tunnel test. The method of wind tunnel test is in accordance with the AMCA 210 standard. First, set up the product in the wind tunnel of the test equipment. Then carry out automatic air volume and static pressure analysis after setting the voltage. We can capture accurate data report of the product. If the data aren't reaching a preliminary plan design level, the fine adjustment of the motor coil and relevant parts should be conducted, and we will process the test repetitively. All of the data that we provided to the customers are from the wind tunnel test. It's absolutely reliable. Temperature rise test is mainly for the measurement of motor temperature rises after product operation. Must be sure the temperature which is under normal and abnormal operation complies with national standards. It can guarantee the safety of consumers' lives and properties. Noise testing is the test that used decibel meter to detect the noise of the product in the silent room. Salt spray test to put the related resist corrosion parts of the product that contains metal materials into salt spray box to test. Using the methods of accelerated corrosion and seawater to make sure the metal will not corrode in a short period. If corrosion occurs in a short time, the acid and alkali-resistant process must be added, or alter the materials. Environmental test called damp heat test. To ensure the stability of the product when used in damp and heat environment, the product must be subject to a constant damp heat test. Based on the Taiwan's climate, we set the temperature between 0 to 45 degrees Celsius and test products in 95% humidity environment. The purpose of evaluation, that is, under high temperature and damp environment, is to test whether the performance of electrical and mechanical can be maintained or not, and whether the sealing insulation material can have sufficient protective effect. Lifetime test. After complete the development of every product, we will do lifetime test. It's known as accelerated life testing. Use deliberate repetition to increase the times of operation or continuous actions. Continuously monitor the product life with tests that creates acceleration effects. In Alaska, you can see the lifetime testing area everywhere. Some large companies are moving their design centers and manufacturing plants overseas to reduce personnel costs. Only the R&D talents in Alaska continue getting their feet on the ground in Taiwan. Our products are 100% designed, researched and developed, and manufactured in Taiwan. Alaska relentlessly pursues rigorous procedure so as to provide a secure, considerate, and human-friendly ventilators to customers.